So you are scouring the internet trying to figure out if it's possible, if there's some hints of miracle, if you can lose fat, build muscle at the same time. Some people are telling you that it's not possible. Some people are telling you need a bulk to do it. Some people are telling you to main gain. Well, in this video, especially because I have an interesting take, we're gonna figure out how to get that done. Now, one of the last things I want you to believe is that you have to bulk up to build muscle. You're gonna hear that from your average gym bro. You're gonna hear that from people who aren't natty. And at the end of the day, that's a complete lie. But is it a complete lie if they don't know that they're telling you a lie? That's a good question. Now, in an attempt to make this as simple as humanly possible, I don't care if you're vegan, I don't care if you're plant-based, if you're carnivore, whatever it is, you need to understand that you need to be getting enough protein in to support this goal of putting on muscle. Now, that can be anywhere from 0.7 to 1.5 grams times per pound of lean body mass on your frame. Now, oftentimes you'll hear the recommendation of consume 1 gram per pound of body weight, but honestly, if you're getting up there in weight and your body fat percentage is not something you're super happy with, you definitely don't need that much protein. But nonetheless, eating enough protein is really gonna help when it comes to giving your body the essential building blocks it needs to synthesize protein. Next up is you really gotta focus on eating consistent, and that's gonna be the name of the game. You don't need a big surplus because you're just gonna put on too much body fat, and you don't wanna be in too much of a calorie deficit because then you're gonna hinder the amount of muscle building potential that you have. But you need to eat consistently and then manage that consistency over time and make small adjustments. Y'all, I need you to understand that it doesn't take that big of a surplus for you to have the propensity to build muscle, but you gotta eat enough food to do so. See guys, this is one of those things where I'm gonna tell you, like, you really gotta figure this out on your own. Some people are gonna respond a lot better to carbohydrates. Some people are even gonna respond a lot better to fats. Both macronutrients have a protein sparing effect, which consumed in a good amount and consumed with the right amount of calories is going to allow you to utilize majority of the protein that you're consuming to build muscle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link down into a calorie calculator so you can calculate your maintenance calories. From your maintenance calories, here's what I would do. Of course, you can take that number and do your own thing, but I would actually pull that number back, clean up a little bit of the gains, and then work my way back up from there. And we're only doing this to ensure that you're not over consuming calories and to give yourself enough wiggle room. So we got your macros all figured out. So what's the next step? What do we gotta do, Sky? Now I'm gonna put the ball in your court. What's measured is managed, but here's a few things that I would do, especially what we do with my clients, to make sure that we're being as accurate as possible. Number one is you need to get yourself a scale. Now, I'm not gonna say that number on that scale is the end all be all, but it's one data point in an array of different data points that we're gonna measure. Number two is you wanna make sure that that scale can measure your body fat percentage. Now, I can already hear some people, but Coach Sky, aren't those scales super inaccurate? And hey, isn't the best way to measure body fat percentage using calipers or DEXA scan or Coach Greg's laser eye vision? Guys, and I wanna say to you, if your goal is to minimize the amount of body fat percentage that you are putting on in this lean mass phase, in this body recomposition, even if something is inaccurate, as long as it is consistently inconsistent, change is happening. And again, we're using that in combination with the other three things. The third one is going to be taking pictures and taking pictures on a regular basis. Not only is this a great data point, but it's also gonna make you look yourself in the mirror and really check yourself and be like, yo, okay, I'm on it. I messed up last week, all right? Now guys, I need you to understand something. The weight on this scale is going to fluctuate on a daily basis. One thing I do for my clients is I take the middle weight or I take the average weight depending on how frequently they weigh themselves in. Now again, with the perfect plan, you gotta understand that it's the consistency over a long period of time that's really what matters here. And hey, when it comes to losing body fat while building muscle at the same time, of course, this is a lot easier to do for someone who's new to the gym. This is a lot easier to do for someone who has taken a break and is just getting back in the thing. And yes, this is definitely harder for someone who has skin in the game, who is an advanced lifter. Heck, and it's even expected for people to do this if you're on PEDs or on HRT or on SARMs. But as someone who's natural, you still gotta be patient, you gotta be consistent, and you gotta work hard. Guys, if you got some value here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Are you cutting? Are you bulking? Are you trying to body recomposition right now? As for coaching, that's gonna be the first link in the description box below. I'll also leave a link to a calorie calculator so you can take all the recommendations I gave in this video and apply them to yourself. You know what? And I'll also leave a link to the scale. Hopefully the scale that I use in my bathroom, but I mean, if I can't find it, then I'll find something for sure. That's it for me today. Peace, love, gains, and I'll talk to you soon. To all those people who say building muscle in a deficit is impossible, you can get out.